everyone, welcome back to Caitlin Bowman. Be fiercely authentic, live your truth. So welcome, thank you for joining me out in nature today. So today I have a perfect topic. We are going to discuss why the ego cannot exist without time. So this is really important to understand because if we go back to the previous videos that I've discussed this in before, is that the soul is present. Right? There's no duality. It's just completely surrendering to the present moment, and it's in full acceptance. The soul is always in acceptance. The ego, however, is always resisting everything, right? And so the ego actually only exists in the past and in the future because the ego exists in the mind. And so when we're in our mind, we're thinking about past events that have occurred, or we're thinking about something in the future. And oftentimes what we're doing is we're holding on to past events that have occurred, and we're making a story up about that and then projecting that onto the future. And because of that, our future never changes. We keep sort of repeating patterns, or we keep going through sort of karmic cycles because we're unable to let go of the egoic identity and the past events that have sort of solidified how we feel about ourselves and how we feel about the world. So if you're wanting to break free of this, and if you're wanting to change your life, and if you're wanting to experience more peace and actually experience more freedom, you have to be able to break free of the ego identity and essentially the ego illusion, because it really is an illusion. However, when we're in the illusion, it's real. That's the whole point of an illusion, is we're supposed to believe in it. But the key is that it's not real. And so in order to sort of drown out that ego noise, or the mind-made self, essentially, is to cut off the one thing that it can't exist without, which is time. Because again, the ego is in the past and the ego is in the future. So when we let go of time and we become present to our lives, we actually begin to suffocate that egoic voice. And when we suffocate that egoic voice, we start to tune into the true voice, which is the voice of our soul. And I always say, quiet the mind and the soul will speak. And this is so powerful. Many people are trying to find answers to life through the egoic mind, and thus they're strengthening the illusion. So understand that your freedom, your salvation, is always in the present moment. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to set up an appointment for next week, or, a vacation for next year. However, that doesn't have to take away from your presence here, from putting your attention in this moment, because your attention can only go one place at a time. So your attention's either going to be on the ego and the mind, or it's going to be in the present. So at any moment in time, ask yourself, where is my attention? And oftentimes you'll know, because if you are in a peaceful state and you're in a state of surrender, you're most likely in the present moment. If you're in fear, if you're in stress, if you're worried, if you're depressed, guarantee you have given your attention fully to the ego and to the mind-made self. So the reason why I make these videos is because it's so important to understand that there is another way to live. Many of us have been living with anxiety and fear and stress for so long that we just think it's normal. We just think that it's a part of our human condition. And essentially, yeah, it is a part of our human condition, but it's not a part of our soul. And we have to understand that we are a soul living in a physical body. And we need to not get so caught up in the physicality of everything, because again, this is just an illusion. We are here to experience this, but we have to know our true nature. But the thing that blocks us from our true nature is the egoic self. So the more that we can actually distance ourselves from that identity, the more we're going to understand this truth. And that's why I make these videos, because it's so important that we understand our authentic nature so that we can all live with peace. So I do hope this video was helpful. If it was, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Go down below, subscribe, hit the bell to get my notifications. And if you guys are interested in my online self-love course, all of the information is going to be down below. Sending you absolute love and light. Bye.